And in the Impact segment tonight, more racial strife, this time in Milwaukee on Sunday morning. The New York Times ran a headline on its webpage saying, quote, unrest in Milwaukee after police fatally shoot unarmed man. That headline was false. The paper has now retracted it, pointing out that the ensuing article did say the suspect was armed. The man in question, Sylville Smith, 23 years old, killed by a black police officer after fleeing a traffic stop on Saturday. Police say Smith had a gun, and they have video to prove it. Smith has a long record with gun-involved crimes as well. Now, that incident led to violence in the street in Milwaukee. Businesses were torched, 31 arrested so far, 11 police officers injured, and an 18-year-old shot in the neck by an unknown assailant. All in all, another awful display in America. Joining us from Milwaukee, Dan O'Donnell, radio talk show host on WISN. So am I leaving anything out here? Did I miss anything about the story, first of all?
Well, a pretty amazing revelation just a couple of hours ago, Bill. It turns out that Sylville Smith, the suspect who was shot and killed, knew the Milwaukee police officer who killed him. The two apparently went to high school together. This, according to the sister of Smith, Sherelle Smith, telling the local Fox television affiliate that the two knew each other in high school. I don't know the extent to which they knew each other, but this wasn't just a police officer shooting a suspect that he didn't know. It appears as though this officer knew who it was he was shooting. Also, it should be known that the autopsy revealed that Smith was shot in the chest and in the arm, not in the back, as was rumored, indicating that he turned around. And in fact, Milwaukee Police Chief Ed Flynn said he turned around toward the officer with a gun in his hand.
Now, what about the video? That's going to tell a tale on this whole case. Is there video of the suspect with a gun?
There is, in fact, body camera video that has not yet been released, but Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett and Chief Ed Flynn say it's going to be released as soon as possible. Of course, this is an investigation that's still in its very early stages.
But did they both say that the guy had a gun?
But the video does show.
Did they say he had a gun?
It does. It does show. They say he had a gun. They say that he turned with the gun in his hand toward the officer.
All right. So that's on the record by the mayor and the police chief. We'll see. Now, how does a demonstration get organized that quickly? I mean, the guy is shot and killed. The investigation starts, and all of a sudden, there are hundreds of people in the street burning stuff down. How does that happen?
Well, this was apparently organized on Facebook. There was a Facebook group that was, I believe, shut down in the middle of the rioting because it was being used to get people out to the various locations. I'm not going to say the name of that Facebook page. Also, Snapchat was used to sort of get people out there. And that's how they were able to get those huge crowds together very, very quickly. They were all on their phones and they were on social media basically organizing this thing as they went.
Did any of the news media in Milwaukee report the story accurately and say, what are you doing? I mean, this looks like a justifiable shooting. Does anybody report that right away?
Well, we didn't know the details of the shooting until Sunday afternoon.
Okay, so there was, all right, I got it. So there was a lag time.
Yeah.
But the people who were demonstrating, I guess, assumed that this was an unarmed man, right?
Yeah, they were going on basically rumor that was spreading through social media and people talking to each other before we even knew anything that happened. The only thing that we knew on Saturday night.
Okay.
It is very dangerous, and they were going just on rumors that turned out to be very false.
Now, the guy who was shot in the neck by the unknown assailant, he's not dead, right? He's okay?
No, he did suffer life-threatening injuries, but last time I checked, he was still alive, an 18-year-old man.
All right. All right, Mr. O'Donnell, we appreciate the background. Thank you very much.